Yo, welcome back to the Floating Dojo. We're going to be doing an update video today on an older deck list that we did. Another video that we've done over our Lyath Silver Age deck. I've had some people reach out saying they wanted an updated list on what we have changed and where the deck list stands today, saying they've really enjoyed playing the deck, and so I wanted to kind of do a short update video going over what we've changed and what's new in the deck. So overall, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of just jump right into it. I think overall the deck's still pretty darn similar. We cleaned up a few things and made a few changes along the way. I think 8 cards are different now than we were at the beginning, but I think that this is a good time to kind of look at our differences. I have a list from here as well. So we'll kind of start where we took out, why we took it out, and then I will give you the things that we put in instead that kind of make up that difference as to, and kind of talk about why. So first, we took out the Horns of the Despised, and I'm down to singly just running Helm of Isen's Peak. I think this just is a better card in most matchups. I tried running the Helm in the faster matchups to have like the on-demand boo to be able to do things like Cheap Shot, and just get an extra might, but I've learned, and you'll see a little bit later why as well with another card we've added, getting Helm to trigger most games, and giving you that 6-card hand, something with an arsenal, can just win games and do things that the other hat just wasn't doing for me. So I think overall I ended up just taking out that Horns and going straight to just the Helm of Isen's Peak, and I've really liked how that's felt so far. As for reds, we took out 2 of the low blows and a Slap Happy. Slap Happy is just the other instant, like Battered Not Broken, except it gives you a Vigor. After playing a lot of matches, every time I get that extra Vigor token, I honestly didn't even use it because most of our stuff is free, and a lot of our math works so easily with just 1 blue. Don't often need the resource. So I ended up just opting to get rid of it and going for 2 Battered Not Broken over having the Slap Happy, just because the extra might token is nice, and I just prefer it. I think being more offensive is better than having an extra resource. But yeah, so we took out the Slap Happy, and we took out the 2 low blows. Low blow is the 1 cost that says if you've been booed, this gets +3. It's base 3, so it comes in for 2 with Lyath, so it's a 1 for 5 if you've been booed. Having a 1-cost attack has been feeling a little awkward. I actually got that suggestion from another user in one of the Discords, and Flesh and Blood, in the main Flesh and Blood Discord, and tried running some other stuff over it, and I've liked it a lot more. So we took low blow out. I think the 1-cost curve is just too high, especially when we're already trying to just pay 1 to do the things like Revolting Gesture, or have the 1 floating from Villainous Pose to do other things. So yeah, I ended up just taking it out and going for all 0-cost attacks, just in general. We also took out 2 yellow Wee Wrecking Balls, which is the counterpart to Short Shrift here. It's the one that states, instead of it having a discard on hit or on crush effect, it destroys the arsenal. I found after a lot of games, there was a lot of times where that was like my only attack action. And especially when you're in aggro matchups, you want to have the disruption available if you're not just going to be going for straight lethal. And a lot of the times, like mid-game, especially early game, you aren't swinging for full lethal yet. You're really just trying to keep tempo against those other aggro decks. And if they don't have an arsenal, then Wee Wrecking Ball doesn't do much. It's not threatening anything, and the crush effect wasn't doing anything. Whereas Short Shrift, every time, it's always going to matter if they discard a card from hand. So I ended up just taking it out and putting something else in. Which again, I'll go over all the things we added after. But yeah, that one came out and Short Shrift stayed in for the yellow attack actions there. We also took out the 2 blue Power Plays. Power Play is the 3-cost attack action blue that comes in for 1, but it states if it's from Arsenal, it gets +5, so it's a 3 for 6 from Arsenal, which is great. But the issue is, with us running Nimblism in this deck, Swift Strike Breakers, Bracers, and Nimblism, especially when we're running the yellows, that card does not trigger because it costs 3. So Nimblism doesn't work. And there's been numerous times after playing the games more and more and more that I was running into times where I have that in Arsenal and I draw Nimblism as my pump, and it just stalls you because you can't effectively play the hand out well, and you can't get the value that you're looking for because Nimblisms don't block super well, so you don't want to block with them, but you also need to swing, but if you can't do either, you kind of just lose a lot of value. So I ended up taking those out as well and replaced it with something else. So for our replacements, I said before we went to the extra battered not broken, so we're running 2 of those instead of running the slap happies, which I've liked quite a bit. I think, like I said, the extra might is really nice. We've also added in 2 red overloads here. Overload is the dominate on hit go again, and having more overloads in the deck allows us to get that extra go again, and sometimes we have a floating resource that we can use for Helm, or we can pop Garland to use Helm. So the extra overloads allows us to get Helm off even like a lot easier, especially in those aggro decks that aren't blocking super well with like big D reacts or bunch of like instant prevention stuff. So I've opted to go for this. Also, you just dominate just wins more games. I feel like if you can just, even if they're at like 8, 9, 10 health, if you can throw a dominate for like 14 or 15, like it doesn't matter. They've already blocked with their equipment once probably that game, so you can just steal the win from there. And there's really nothing they can do about it, which is really nice. I've also added in 2 red come to fights, which is another pump. That's a 1-cost pump. Next attack action card you play gets +3. But also blocks 3, which is kind of nice. And having a non-attack that blocks 3 is pretty sick. So I opted to throw this in the deck. I had a couple times where I was playing where I was honestly just not drawing enough pumps, and I was just drawing hands of attack actions. And so I figured I would add one of those in and take out an attack action, which I think I took the Wee Wrecking Ball out, but they come to fight in. And that it's been feeling a bit better in the balance. And the hands have been a bit more functional. We also added 2 Oasis Respites, which they're on the sideboard. Because I still run the 36 card main deck, and we now have a 13 card inventory. We had 11 before. I actually looked, and I was short 1 card in the earlier deck list, and so we had room for another card. But it was awkward because we only had room for 1 card, which why taking the extra headpiece out opens up 2 cards, which gives us another 2-card sideboard option. So we go with the Oasis Respite now. And I pretty much bring this into matchups where they're going to have either a lot of reactions, they're going to be doing Dominate or Overpower stuff, or Arcane. And it's pretty flexible. Also gives you Life Gain, which can like kind of matter in Lyath because he wants to be higher to do stuff like Mocking Blow, so it can do some work, which is cool. And it also doesn't trigger Lyath's ability in any way because you're not changing the defense value of anything. It just gets 4 prevention. So this paired with the blue to Lyath, you can block 3, prevent 4 with 3 cards, and still have 2 cards to be able to maybe do a pump into something with Mites the turn before. So I've really liked having Oasis Recite back in the deck. It feels pretty good. Lastly, we have 2 Instill Fears for blue that we added. So we took out the power play, and I wanted to keep the blue base pretty similar because I liked the ratio that I was drawing in the hands. So I needed another blue. I wanted a blue that blocked 3, and I wanted a blue that had some sort of decent utility, I guess. And this just states that when it attacks, it intimidates, which like can just do a lot of really cool things. It's just random. I mean, you can just take D-reacts out of them or the 4 block out of their hand. You can take resources out of their hand. They need to play things like Oasis. You can take all kinds of stuff out of their hands that they would want to block with, or maybe it's the card they need to pitch, or maybe it's the card they have to play. Maybe it's the red unmovable, you know what I mean? And this, it's another kind of card that just has a lot of utility. It has a lot of value where you just steal stuff. You can just steal games with it because if that's the card they really needed to block with, but it goes away and now they have to block with their resource card for next turn, or they have to block with their card they wanted to swing next turn, you can just force them to have awkward hands, which is really nice. Also pair that with something like Sadistic Scowl, and now you're intimidating them twice. And I mean, now they only have 2 cards to block with. They're swinging like a big attack. I mean, again, you can just you can just go up the top and they can't do anything about it. So that's the update. Everything else is pretty much the same. We still run the Arcane Lantern, the Boots, and the Robe for Arcane matchups. Still on the Yellow Nimblisms for aggro matchups. Still have the Cheap Shot in there for matchups that I've been running Cheap Shot in most matches recently. It's just really good. Sadistic for the ones that usually you want to, that aren't super fast. You don't have to worry about trying to hold on to a blue or catching it with. And then our Arcane and like Prevention, life gain stuff. Which, I mean, yeah, I don't have a perfect sideboard really built into this yet. I really want to get to creating matchups for most of the meta decks to have ready to go for this deck. So that way we can just kind of like have them ready and available, so that you can just select the sideboard that you want for the matchup. But I think I just need to do a little more testing still, so I can figure out what exactly cards I prefer to have in each matchup, because it's still kind of hard to tell. There's just only been so much time for testing, and with the holiday season being around, I've just been a little busy. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this update on this deck. I still really like it. It's super duper fun. It cranks out some crazy damage, which is like awesome. and yeah, I'm gonna throw a new gameplay video after this so that you can see me play with an updated list. And then I'm also gonna throw in the end a link to the original video if you want to watch the original video where I go over the entire deck and the thought process behind all of that. Just so that if you're interested in learning more about this deck and how it operates and why things are in here, that video has a lot more than this does. So thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like, leave a subscribe, or comment below and let me know if you're playing it. I would love to hear if anyone's playing this out there. It's always super cool seeing anyone who wants to play these cards, and these deck lists in these tournaments. It's really cool. So yeah, so we're gonna hop into a gameplay here, and yeah, see you next time. All right, we are running Lyath and some Silver Ages, the updated deck list into an Aurora. Got chosen to go first here, not the best option, but also not the worst option. And so we're gonna drew a hand here that we can do some stuff with. 2 red Nimblisms on turn 0. It's not what we really want to see because they can just block this out. So I think we just have to force them to. Maybe they have good cards in hand. Part of me is like, maybe I just swing this because we go +8, but overall, I mean, they can block 12 here, so really, unless we're going to like 15 or 20, there's no point to me in popping those. We'll just fire this Mocking Blow. We've not been booed, but we can Lyath at instant speed, and then we'll Arsenal the Arcane Polarity for a future turn. Swinging both red Nimblisms maybe wasn't the right call, but unfortunately we do have the yellow ones in the deck still, which is good. So in the off chance that we need to, when we draw the next one, we'll have a Swift Strike available, which means we'll be able to go for a +4. And then let 2 over the top, which is cool. So I'm going to just Arsenal this and pass, and I'm not too upset about that at all. We did 2 damage, and unless they have something like a Scar for Scar, it's not the end of the world. Pump, getting +6. Coming with a Shockwave, fusing with a Press. So I'm going to take the 1 Arcane, because we can Arcane Polarity to gain 4. So we'll be at 23. But this is coming in for 10. Obviously, they're going to shoot that for 13, which puts us to 6. So we're going to block some, for sure. I think we probably Lyath here because we can Minnowism, prime the crowd into an Overload, and then have the resource floating to pop Helm of Eisen's Peak. So I think we can block. If we block with this, we block 2, 3, 4. We'll take 6, 7, 8, 9, go to 10, gain 4, go to 14, and then come in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go again, and have the Helm of Offense. So I think blocking that much, they get no Arsenal, which is good. Yeah. Block with the Spew Obscenities. and pass. I don't think they're going to mark up lightning us here. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. He probably presses. He does not. Okay, that's even better for us. I mean, he does get the Arsenal to press, which makes it a little more awkward for us. Because now we have to play around it, but we know it's there. So I think that's kind of a win for us because we get information that he doesn't get to hold on to, which is really cool. I think that's probably better. We'll go 9 dominate. Hopefully go again into the helm, draw 6 cards. I like it. He's just taking 9, which is fantastic with me. We'll helm. And then we'll pass. Minnowism, come to fight. Come to fight. Dude, instill fear. 3. Or to overload. They don't have a go again on this. I don't see a way that they get go again. I think we honestly just eat this because we know it's going to be 9. And then maybe they Aurora and then Arsenal. But we need a blue to pitch for that. And yeah, I think we just pass here. And maybe he double presses us and it comes in for 12 and we take 5. Like that's... Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We drop to 5. But that's okay. We don't die. And we have a pretty fat turn coming up. With 3 more mites on the next turn, which is even better. Because we're coming to 12 dominate, could just be about lethal. I don't think they use the ability here, probably, right? Surely they don't. Okay, has the sigil. We'll pay the 1 because we have the resource floating. That does put him to 2. We had go again, but we can't really do anything with it, so we just get the pass. Unfortunately. Now, the only problem is we need to stay alive. The goal was to kill them here. And we unfortunately did not, but we can probably stay above them. We don't have to play around lightning press anymore, which is nice. So let's take 3, go to 2. Starfall, block with 1 here. Oh, they changed their mind. Let's see. Okay, holding on to the blue, pitching that. Block 1, maybe here. Because if we can stay we can't really stay above them. Mocking blow won't trigger. We can try and hold something to make this work. If we can hold this and a yellow or a blue, then we can Lyath on our turn and put that up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or these 3. We can just hold these 3. I feel like it makes sense to block with this here and go to 1, but then we do risk the chance of... that's fine. We can go to 1. Okay. We knew they had Vexing Mounds. We can play Battered Not Broken to prevent that. To prevent the 2 Arcane. But now they can just play the Vexing Malice here. And then they're gonna have to... Oh, I think we just die here, unfortunately, because we don't get to Arcane with Mark of Lightning. Yeah, I think Maybe I should have had to block 2 on that, because, yeah, I think I just lose now. So I think if I just block 1 here, it just marks of lightning, and then I just die, right? Oh, it's only a lightning or elemental attack. Reading the card explains the card. Yeah, so we're gonna just Captain's Call saying buff power, and then Mocking Blow for 7. Actually, I lied about that. I'm gonna Garland, then Mocking Blow for 7. Because I need to have a floater just in case he has the D-React this turn. That's the thinking. This is why we're learning this. Casual, right? It's okay. No information was really given out, so it's not the end of the world. I'd rather gamble on this now because I can make this 11 and he has to give me his entire hand. And he just has a no block, so we snag that one. Definitely, I think that was a slight misplay. So the other option we could have done, instead of bobbing this, we just don't play that come to fight. And we just win the Mocking Blow for 5. And then we hold the blue to Lyath so that we have the floating resource and use the floating resource to pay for the D-React if he has it, which he didn't have it, so it didn't matter. But the options he does, I think pitching the blue probably makes more sense as opposed to pitching the yellow. But either way, it worked out. So thank you guys for checking these videos out. It's been a lot of fun playing Silver Age, especially this Lyath deck. I've really been enjoying it. And seeing you guys enjoy it as well and asking for updates on the deck is super cool. So thank you so much for that. If you're liking how it's going and the content we've been making, feel free to drop that like or that subscribe. It does mean a lot and helps me kind of grow the page as much as I can. I will be putting the link here for over here for the old video if you want to watch the original one again. Check it out, see how the deck was built, and get some insight. There's more gameplay in there as well, and it's a bit longer of a video. It's a little more in depth. So yeah, definitely go ahead and check out that video up here. And yeah, thank you guys so much again. I will see you next time.